Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. A pleasure to be with you again and to bring these two bills forward. For the record, my name is Andy Billig, State Representative from the 3rd District in Spokane. And over the interim, I was watching TVW, and I do watch TVW over the interim. I can't get enough of you guys.
Excuse me, you're one of us.
Yes, I can't get enough of us. But I saw an interview with Sam Reed. He was talking about the initiative process. Sam Reed, our Secretary of State. And he was talking about their original intent, which was to have a safety valve for the people to bypass the legislature. And the fear was that special interest groups, namely the railroads, would get hold of and influence the legislature, and we needed this safety valve to get around it. And now that's been turned on its head, and special interest groups now seem to own the initiative process, and that whole original intent has been turned on its head. And I believe we should return the initiative process to the people by reducing the influence of special interests and mega financial contributions. We have excellent campaign finance laws in our state that limit donations for most races. These limits give voters confidence and allow for a more thoughtful dialogue on the issues. I believe we should apply those same limits to ballot measure committees where donations have been as high as $22 million from one special interest group. The courts have ruled that limits on ballot measures committees are not allowed because they say there's not a compelling interest to allow such limits, but I believe there is a compelling interest, and that is that the initiative process has been corrupted by these large donations, and I also believe the public support is there to limit mega donations. And I believe the courts will eventually overturn their view on this issue as public pressure mounts and as these campaigns continue to increase in donation in amount and corrupt the process even more. So I brought forward House Bill 2500 in the hopes that it passes, and if challenged in court, that it could be part of a reversal of the court's view on this topic and help return the initiative process to the people. And then just briefly on 2499, unless and until we're able to implement limits on initiative campaigns, I think we should have robust disclosure. There's only one other campaign area in our state where there aren't limits, and that's with independent expenditures. And in that case, we do have these very robust disclosure requirements where you have to disclose the top 5 donors on an advertisement. We should have the same type of disclosure on unlimited ballot measure spending. These disclosures help to create informed voters, which are the best type of voters. And just in closing, I'll say that there's an onslaught of special interest spending on ballot measures. We owe it to the public and to the effective operation of our democracy to demand full disclosure in a way that's easy and accessible for voters. I urge your support, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Representative Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Representative. There's people out there that think a lot along the same lines, but with regard to unions and them driving their agendas as well. Would you be agreeable to amending your legislation to include unions?
Yeah, it does include unions. And when I say special interests, I'm talking about corporations, individuals, unions. So I believe, and staff can correct me if I'm wrong, it's defined as limits to persons, and I think a person is basically any organization, including unions. Is that, Marcia? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.